Hello, dear students. Today we will start with the chapter 5 Coal and Petroleum. We'll do the MCQs. We as human beings use various materials for our basic needs in order to live, survive. For example, we need air, like we use oxygen for our respiration, and also for combustion, water for carrying out various body functions, and then we need sunlight, which is required for our vision and the growth and development of plants. So soil for the growth. So all these, that is air, water, sunlight, soil, etc., they are called the natural resources. So what is a resource? A resource is anything in the environment which can be used for various purposes. All the natural sources can be broadly classified into two kinds, like the inexhaustible natural resources and the exhaustible natural resources. Inexhaustible, as the name tells, those natural resources which are available to human beings in unlimited quantity, means they are not likely to be exhausted by various human activities, and this includes air, water, soil, sunlight, etc. And the exhaustible natural resources are those which are available to the human beings in limited quantity and likely to be exhausted by various human activities in the near future. So coal and petroleum and others also, like forests, wildlife, minerals, natural gas, all of these, they come under the category of exhaustible natural resources. Coal is a hard stone-like substance, generally black in color, and its color varies depending upon its kind. Coal was formed by the decomposition of large land plants and trees buried under the earth about 300 million years ago. And coal is important because it can be used as a source of heat energy, as it is means just by burning it, or it can be converted into other forms of energy such as coal gas, coke, or electricity. Its uses include as a fuel in homes and industry. It is used as a fuel at thermal power plants for generating electricity. It is used to make coal gas, which is an important industrial fuel, and it is used to make coke. In earlier times, coal was used as a fuel to run steam engines of trains. Petroleum, on the other hand, is also a fossil fuel like the coal. Petroleum is dark colored, viscous, and foul smelling liquid commonly called crude oil, and it is always found trapped between two impervious rocks. Its name is derived from the word petra, that means rock itself. And oleum means oil, so petroleum literally means rock oil. It is also a fossil fuel like the coal, so both coal and petroleum are fossil fuels. And uses include, we know that petrol is used as a fuel in light motor vehicles like cars, motorcycles, and scooters. It is also used as a fuel in homes and industry. Petroleum gas is used as a fuel in the form of LPG, the full form of which is liquefied petroleum gas. That's why it is called so. And diesel is also used as a fuel in heavy motor vehicles because we get all these things, the petrochemicals, the kerosene, diesel, lubricating oil from petrol. That is the crude oil we get from the oil wells. And this crude petroleum oil is refined and separated into different useful fractions by the process of fractional distillation. So this was a brief introduction of coal and petroleum. So let's start the MCQs of this chapter now. Coming to the question 1, that is, so the first question is PCRA stands for. So the full form of PCRA is Petroleum Conservation Research Association. So option B is the right answer for this. PCRA advises people on how to save petrol or diesel while driving vehicles. Question 2. LPG is a colorless and odorless gas, but on leakage from cylinder we notice a pungent smell. Which chemical is responsible for this pungent smell? So the manufacturers of the LPG, they add an important chemical compound to the gas in order to detect the leakage of the gas in case it occurs. So that chemical compound is called ethyl mercaptan. C option is the right answer. Then question 3. As we know, petroleum is mixture of many constituents. By which process is petroleum refined? The crude petroleum oil is a complex mixture of solid, liquid, and gaseous hydrocarbons. Hydrocarbon means the compounds made up of hydrogen and carbons. So before petroleum can be used for specific purposes, it has to be refined. Refined means it has to be purified. And this process of separating crude oil, petroleum oil into more useful fractions is called refining. And this refining is carried out in an oil refinery. The separation of petroleum into different fractions is done by the process of fractional distillation. So option A here is the right answer, fractional distillation. The various useful fractions, if we see by what are extracted by the refining of petroleum, are petroleum gas, petrol, kerosene, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin wax, and bitumen, etc. Then moving on to question 4. As we know, LPG is a gas, but it is filled in the cylinder in the form of liquid. How is LPG gas converted to liquid form? The petroleum gas, that is LPG, it has been liquefied under pressure, and that is why it is called liquefied petroleum gas. So here option B, that is by applying high pressure, that is option B. It is the right answer for this question. When we turn on the knob of the gas cylinder, the pressure is released, and due to which the highly volatile LPG is converted into gas. And this gas then goes into the burner of the LPG stove. So, when lighted with a matchstick, it is applied to the burner, and the gas burns with a blue flame, producing a lot of heat. And it is also a good fuel that is most commonly used in homes by the name LPG. Question 5. When all coal and petroleum will get exhausted, then which will be our future fuel? So, here if we see the options, wood is also an exhaustible source. It would exhaust someday, and it is also not required to be cut as forests need to be conserved. So, here the right option, hay and straw, option B, is the answer to it. As straw is an agricultural byproduct, it consists of dry stalks of cereal plants. All the cereal means grains are included in it, like the barley, oats, rice, rye, wheat. So, apart from its use as animal feed or bedding, it is also used as a biofuel. The use of straw as a carbon neutral energy source is increasingly rapidly. So, straw is a better substitute to coal. Question 6. How is coke superior to coal as a fuel? Coal is a mineral and burns releasing smoke while coke burns without residue. Coal is an impure form of carbon while coke is a pure form of carbon. Calorific value of coal is low whereas the calorific value of coke is high. And the option is all of the above. So here coke is a tough and porous black solid substance, and it is prepared by heating coal in the absence of air. Also, it is an almost pure form of carbon. It is 98% carbon. Coke is a better fuel than coal because it produces more heat on burning than an equal amount of coal. And moreover, coke burns without producing any smoke. So, whereas coal produces a lot of smoke on burning, so in that case, all of these options A, B, C are right. So, option D, that is all of the above, is the right answer for this. Then, moving to question 7. Which of the following is in descending order of the quality of coal? So, children, here in question 7, we have to be acquainted with the different varieties of coal. Peat, for example, if we take peat, it is the youngest variety of coal and is light brown in color, and it contains 50 to 60% of carbon. And lignite, this one, it is the next stage of carbonization, means the process by which we are getting the different forms. So it contains 60% carbon. And bituminous, it is the next stage of lignite and it is the most common variety of coal, and it contains 70 to 80% carbon. Whereas if we see the anthracite, it is the oldest variety of coal and it contains 90 to 95% of carbon. So here, as we have to arrange these in descending order, so the anthracite, which has 90 to 95% of carbon, will come first, followed by bituminous, then lignite, and then peat, which has only 50 to 60% carbon. So option C is the right answer for question 7. Then question 8. Millions of years ago, due to natural disasters, forests got buried under the soil. They got compressed due to deposition of more layers of soil, and this caused rise in temperature. With the effect of temperature and compression, forests were converted into coal. The slow conversion of dead vegetation into coal is known as. So, this slow conversion of the wood into coal was done by a biochemical process, and this happened over millions of years under the surface of Earth. Under the surface, there were conditions like very high temperature and pressure. So, the carbon got compacted to form stony residues, and that was called coal. Hence, option C, carbonization, is the right answer for this. Question 9. In fractional distillation of petroleum, where do the vapors with highest boiling point condense? In a fractionating column, as the vapors rise up in the column, they lose heat and hence their temperature drops. And thus, fractionating column maintains itself at different temperatures, which decrease in magnitude in the upward direction. Means the vapors with a higher boiling point condense first, but the vapors with a lower boiling point rise up and condense in different parts of the fractionating column. The vapors, that is the gases, which are mainly the gases which do not liquefy, are taken out from the top of the fractionating column. So vapors with the highest boiling points would be found in the lowermost portion of the fractionating column. That is option B is the right answer. Then question 10. Which of the following is the main constituent of natural gas? Natural gas consists of 95% methane and 5% of a mixture of ethane, propane, and ethylene. So, yes, option B, that is methane, is the right answer for question 10. It is the main constituent of natural gas. Then, question 11. During fractional distillation of petroleum, the crude petroleum is heated to. In the fractional distillation of petroleum, the residual oil liquefies at 400 degrees Celsius. So option B, 400 to 500 degrees Celsius, is the right answer for this. Question 12. Assertion A, petroleum is called black gold, and the reason is due to its great commercial importance, petroleum is called black gold. So which option is the right answer for this? Petroleum is called black gold because when the crude oil is extracted from the soil below, it is black in color and it is as expensive as gold. That is why it is called black gold, because it has gold in the terms of the properties and also because it is very, very expensive. Gold is also expensive and petroleum is also expensive. So, assertion A is right, and the reason for this is also right. So option A, that is A, is correct, and R is the correct explanation of A is the right answer for this. Then question 13. What should be the characteristic of a rocket fuel? Option A, light and compact. B, high calorific value. C, should burn rapidly, and D is all of the above. So this is the right answer for it, as the other three options A, B and C are correct. Then question 14. Which of the following is obtained from coal tar? Coal tar is a foul smelling dark brown liquid, and when it is subjected to fractional distillation, many useful chemicals such as benzene, toluene, anthracene, phenol, and naphthalenes, they separate out. And these chemicals are they widely used for making dyes, drugs, and explosives. So here, right, the naphthalene balls, that is option D, is the right answer. Naphthalene is used as moth repellent. You must have seen white naphthalene balls commonly used for storing the woolens. Question 15. Assertion. Coal, petroleum, and natural gas can be prepared in the laboratory from dead organisms, and the reason they cannot be prepared in laboratory as their formation is very slow process and conditions for their formation cannot be created in the laboratory. So yes, the reason is right, but The assertion coal, petroleum, and natural gas can be prepared in the laboratory, it is wrong. It cannot be prepared in the laboratory because it took millions of years for the dead organisms to change into coal, petroleum, or natural gas. And also, their reserves, they are very, very limited. They won't last beyond a few hundred years. So, they cannot be prepared in the laboratory. But so A is wrong, that is incorrect, and R is right. So option D is the right answer for this. Then question 16. A black colored thick liquid is used in the furnaces as a fuel. Name the liquid. So this black colored liquid is fuel oil. Fuel oil is a mixture of hydrocarbons, and the boiling points of these hydrocarbons range between 350 to 400 degrees Celsius. So it is used as a fuel for industrial furnaces and also for raising the steam in the boilers. So option D is the right answer for question 16. Then question 17. Neha was traveling with her mother in a bus. She observed a black liquid had been spread over road to construct new roads. She asked about this liquid from her science teacher in the class. Her teacher replied that black liquid is a product of petroleum, which is also used to make roofs of the houses. So this black colored liquid is bitumen. Option C is the right answer for this. Bitumen is used for road surfacing as well, and it is also used for waterproofing the roofs of the buildings, and it is used in making the black paints. Then question 18. Manpreet went to Delhi in holidays to her grandmother's home. She asked green auto rickshaw to go home. She also saw many black auto rickshaws which were producing large quantity of smoke. She asked to auto rickshaw driver about this. Driver of auto rickshaw replied that there are green buses too. These green color vehicles run on a gas which produces less smoke and is cheaper too. So this is a step taken by the government to reduce air pollution. Gas used in auto rickshaw will be CNG, that is compressed natural gas. So CNG is a good fuel. It is being used increasingly as a fuel in transport vehicles. CNG, it is good alternative to petrol and diesel. Why? Because it is a cleaner fuel and does not cause much air pollution. So nowadays it is being used in many vehicles to reduce air pollution in the cities. And Delhi is one such city in which it is being used. So CNG, which is used in vehicles, is filled in cylinders, and these cylinders can be refilled at the CNG filling stations. Question 19. Shingara read in newspaper that some people were sleeping in closed room with burning charcoal fire. In the morning all were dead. Shingara got astonished and asked from his science teacher that how can charcoal fire cause death. Teacher explained that when charcoal is burned in limited supply of air, a colorless and odorless gas is produced which causes death. Name of the gas. The gas produced is carbon monoxide, option A, because the burning of coal or wood, sometimes in fireplace or charcoal fires, it causes the carbon monoxide gas which directly affects the brain and it spreads throughout the body. So it affects the brain and the person sleeping may become unconscious or even die. So option A is the right answer for question number 19. Then question 20. Delhi is one of the most polluted cities of the world. Due to petrol and diesel vehicles, air of Delhi is polluted to dangerous levels. So government has suggested to use dash as alternate of petrol and diesel to control pollution. So option B, CNG is the right answer for this. Question 21. The Taj Mahal is an historical monument of our country which is made up of white marble. Air pollution in that area cause acid rain due to which white marble of Taj Mahal turn yellowish. Which of the following chemical reaction represents acid rain? Children, we have studied that there are various gases in the atmosphere and sulfur dioxide is one such gas, means SO2. So what happens? Acid rain is caused by a chemical reaction that begins when compounds like sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides they are released into the air. So these substances they can rise very high into the atmosphere, and when rain happens they mix and react with the water and oxygen, and so other chemicals are formed which are called acidic pollutant. So sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxide they dissolve very easily in water, and they can even be carried very far by the wind. So as a result, this acid is formed and this is called the acid rain. So option B, that is sulfur dioxide plus water. This water that we get from the rain. So rain plus sulfur dioxide already present in the atmosphere mixes to form sulfurous acid H2SO3. So this is the right option for question 21. Then question 22. What does following figure represents? So as you can see, this is a fractionating column for the distillation or refining or the separation of the various products of the petroleum. So option C, that is fractional distillation of petroleum, is going on here. It is the right answer. Then question 23. When coal is heated in the absence of air, then a black colored porous solid residue is left behind, which is used for metal extraction. So what is the name of that residue? We have done this earlier also. Coke is produced. Option B, coke is the right answer. It is a tough and porous black solid substance and it is almost pure form of carbon. That is 98% carbon it is. And when coal is heated in the absence of air, then coal gas and coal tar, the two constituents, they are eliminated and then coke is left behind. Then question 24, match the column. One is lignite, bitumen, anthracite and peat. So lignite, it is brown and soft. Bitumen, it is black and soft. Then anthracite matches with black, shiny and hard. And then peat produces a lot of smoke and give ash on burning. So option A is the right answer for question 24. Then the last question of this chapter, question 25, is session. The slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called distillation. Reason: when heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. So A is wrong and R is correct. Option D is the right answer for question 25. Because the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal, it is not called distillation, but it is a biochemical process extending over millions of years and it is called carbonization. So A is wrong, whereas R is correct because when heated in air, coal burns and produces mainly carbon dioxide gas. So children, that's it for this chapter, coal and petroleum. So bye for now. Do subscribe and like this video if you found this video useful. Thank you.